just want to say the date of it, was May 26, 2008. This was a post I put up on my local, it's the creepiest name in the world, but local Lair forum. And basically what I'm outlining here is basically what I just told you. That I go off, I've done a lot of sets at this point, it's about 2 years into my journey. And I've been noticing again and again, there are girls that no matter how solid I go in, they're just indifferent. They just give me nothing to work with. These are some things I was trying, it just wasn't working. Please guys help me. And I finish it off with, but how do you battle indifference? How do you do it? Because I didn't know at the time. And 2 years in, I was pretty good. I was starting to coach around that point. But this was still something that constantly bothered me because I knew what game to me was really about. It was about getting the kind of quality, getting the kind of girls I wasn't able to get before. It wasn't just getting the same stuff over and over and over again. So, what was born through my obsession, through my constant trial and error, while focusing on this is my 10 commandments of how to handle women who are indifferent. It's literally a complete breakdown of every pattern I've seen, whether it was what I did, what I've seen my wings do, and I just constantly kept realizing everything falls into one of these 10 things, to how to turn that around. All right? And I've talked loosely with it with some of my students. Some of them will be here, and I, gave them vague ideas of it that was coming to me as I was developing this more and more. Finally, I perfected it. Finally, I have made it concrete of this is what works. This I have field tested it, I've seen it, and for the first time anywhere, I'm going to be sharing with you guys. Sound good? Oh, that was lame as fuck. Come on. Sound good? All right, that's what I want to hear more of. All right. Commandment number 1. Thou shalt not notice indifference. All right. We've all heard the expression, right? Do not be emotionally reactive. It's the first problem that's going to happen as soon as you see indifference. You feel this need to react to it, right? Instead, what you have to realize is this is a frame she's projecting on. This, I'm indifferent towards you. What we need to do is battle that with our own. For myself, I go in with a very friendly, playful type of frame. I act this way, I expect the world around me to act the same way as well. So what I do is when I see her projecting hers, when I see her being indifferent and not falling into this, what I'm setting up, what I do is I just act completely blind. I act just straight up retarded to her disinterest. I don't see it. Now, what happens, what you're going to notice is, maybe you heard this old adage, one person will always react more than the other person, right? A lot of people heard this? This is why it is. As people, we're social chameleons. We see someone act a certain way around us, and we vibe it back. Usually the person who reacts, that person takes on their form of vibe, is the weaker one or has the weaker frame. So you'll notice this in all your social situations. For example, when your mom comes, starts to talk to you, you get really nice and sweet. Hi, Mom. How you doing, right? When your friend comes, it's like, dude, how you been? You're like, oh, bro, I'm doing great, right? You react back to it. That vibe clicks. We have that natural need. If you want to learn more about that, I suggest reading Daniel Goleman's book called Social Intelligence. But we always have that reaction. The problem here is when we see her indifference, our chameleon minds react to it. We think, oh shit, she's indifferent. We play back too. We're like, oh fuck. We vibe it back with her. The goal is, if you don't see it and you keep projecting your friendly, playful vibe, she's going to change according to you. She's going to be forced to start acting more friendly, more sweetie, right? So the two key things I've seen guys fall into, though, or mess this up, but the kind of emotional reactions they have is, one, the guys will get angry. At very first, they're just like, oh, you're going to stun me? Well, screw off then. Like they're going to get mad about it. They're going to think, I'm going to tease her really hard or do something to knock her down before she can do it to me. The girl's not going to care. You're blown out of the set. The other thing is the exact opposite. They get rapport seeking. They realize, oh shit, I'm in damage control. She's indifferent. I got to do more. I got to do something to make her like me. And then they realize that's just pushing it. That's chasing behavior. It's nonstop chasing behavior, which again will just instantly make you blow out. What you want to do is not be fazed. When it happens, when you see it, ignore it. Almost act as if she's being friendly no matter what she does and says. Right? Misinterpret it in your head. All right, commandment number 2. Thou shalt build comfort, not attraction. This is the single biggest mistake I see guys who have indifference go through. They go through the girl, they got all their lines, their sound bites, they got all their routines or whatnot, and what they do is they try to act more gamey. They try to act more cocky funny or whatever they're armed with. Here's the issue. Here's why this doesn't work. The girl is not even comfortable around you. The girl does not even want to associate with you at this point. You have no value to her whatsoever, right? So you can't start trying to get her to be playful with you because that's just too much commitment right off the bat. You have to get her comfortable just talking to you as a human being, as messed up as that sounds. She just has to get to the commitment level of, I will be polite to this person. The moment you try gimmicky tactics, you try to go, oh, she's not attracted, I need to boost something up, it's going to fall apart on you. She doesn't want to deal with that. But you can get her to start boosting up her comfort levels with you so she goes, you know what, maybe I'm not feeling attraction to this guy, but I'll still talk to him. I'll still give him the time of day. I'm not going to blatantly just ignore him and want nothing to do with him. Now, that's not to say you never try to run attraction. I want to make this a very clear point also. You're going to get in that friendly vibe, and then you're going to get out of the friendly vibe. All right? If a girl's not instantly attracted to you off the bat and willing to play with you, you got to realize, I got to get her comfortable talking to me, create that friendly vibe, not do things that she can call out as gamey, things that will show her that I want something from her. Because if she senses that, you're done. What you need is to get her in that vibe so then you can start breaking rapport, doing all those fun little attraction tactics that you have. Teasing with no value, you're going to get blown out again and again. If anyone has been in a set long enough or been doing enough approaches, they're going to see that pattern. They're going to see, and it forces you in a dancing monkey type of frame, which is no good either. You become a performer, a gimmicker. All right. Commandment number 3. Thou shalt talk with nothing. You're going to have to expect this. The girl is not going to give you anything. She's indifferent right now. That's going to come as a huge shock to you. You're going to realize she's saying very one-word answers or sometimes no answers. And even if you're projecting this friendly vibe, even if you're not acknowledging the fact that she's giving you disinterest right now, you still got to do something, right? Based on nothing. So how do you go about doing that? Yes, there's the idea of plowing, but that's just a very basic concept. Just keep talking. Basically, that's just me saying, just keep talking.